everybody, Megan Donnelly, the Queen of Automation. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a booking calendar inside your Google Calendar. Let's drink my head and get started. So as you can see, I have my Google Calendar pulled up here. In the top left corner, you're going to see a big Create button with plus, and you're going to click that button, and it shows a drop down, which you'll see Event, Focus Time, Out of Office, Working Location, Task, and Appointment Schedule. You're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom and hit Appointment Schedule. It pops open a new window. What this calendar does is it's going to give you your working days, so when you're available to book meetings, and it gives you duration slots. Let's add a name over here in the left-hand side. You add your title of your calendar, so I'm just going to say Google Test Scheduler. And then the appointment duration is how long you want each meeting or each of these blocks. If you see these blocks here, you want how long do you want them to be? If you open that drop down, you've got 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour and a half, 2 hours, or custom. So I'm just going to set it for 45 minutes. And then down, one step below that is general availability. And right now I have it set to 9 to 5. And so I'm just going to show you how to change this. You can repeat this weekly. It doesn't repeat, like if you're only setting it up for 1 week, which is silly. And if you hit this custom button, it will allow you to say, like you could set up an appointment calendar or a scheduler for every 2 weeks, every 4 weeks. Like you could do custom slots, which I think is really cool because you could have 1 week where you want to do meetings, and then maybe your next week is a content week. And then the week after that would be meetings. So it really allows you the flexibility to build your calendar and schedule the way you want it. Now, when you set your general availability, like I'm going to say 9, let's do 9 to 6, and then I'm going to copy it to all the rest of the days of the week. I have Saturday and Sunday unavailable. I'm actually going to remove Wednesdays because that's my content day. This is this week, which obviously doesn't show you anything here because I haven't created the calendar yet. So we're just going to move to next week to show you so that you can see the full week. All right, back on track. 9 to 6, 9 to 6, 9 to 6. We took off Wednesdays and we're only doing 9 to noon on Fridays. So as you can see, this is how this works. And you can set your time zone. Remember this very clearly. Pay attention, your time zone. You don't want to set it to somebody else's time zone. You don't want to set it to, you need to set the time zone that you want to book in. So I want to set the time zone to Central Time. So even if somebody on the East Coast books, they're booking my time and not their time. So they'll book their time on their calendar, but for me, it's going to show up as my time. Now, the scheduling window, when you pop this open, it will show you like if it's available now, or you can say that you want to start on future dates. So as you can see, it jumped back to this week, and it it shows that it's available right now. Or you can do start and end dates where it's going to start next week. I'll just do available now for now. And then maximum time in advance that an appointment can be booked, right? So I like to do this for 30 days because I don't like to book out too far, and I don't want somebody to book out 60, 90, whatever, however many days out. That's really too far. And then maximum time before the appointment start that it can be booked. And I always say 24 hours. You've got to give me 24 hours notice. I don't turn around things that fast. And frankly, my lifestyle, I don't want my lifestyle to ever get to the point where it has to turn around that fast. 24 hours is my kind of normal, you can book with me within 24 hours. Adjusted availability, so this is really cool. Indicate times you're available for specific dates. So you go on vacation, you have a special appointment, like you can set specific days on here and times, like so for June 13th, if I want to change this from 9 to noon, which is the normal, or I want to just take that day off completely, you can do that. Now, the best part is you can overwrite this with your other appointments. It's not going to let people book over your appointments. So you really don't have to do that unless you want to just take the whole day off, right? Okay. And you can do focus time, and you can do events and appointments and stuff like that. Do that way as well. You don't have to do it here. Let's jump into appointment settings. Okay, so this is where you're going to see your buffer time, and your maximum bookings per day, and if you're going to allow guests to invite others to their meeting or not. Buffer time is a time in between appointment slots. So if you're doing appointments for 30 minutes or an hour, you want 30 minutes in between. You need 15 minutes in between. Like if you're somebody that's just like a power meeting person back to back and you only need 5 minutes to buffer time, you would set that here. If you are somebody who, very much like me, I only do like 2 podcast interviews a day on Tuesdays, right? So you could set that here. You're only going to accept 2 of these appointments a day. They're each going to be an hour long, that kind of thing. As you can see, like if I unclick this and uncheck this, so there's no buffer. And now if I add the buffer, it shows you 9 to 9:45, and then there's a 30-minute buffer. 10, which I always like to have a 30-minute buffer in between my meetings because you need a time to breathe, you need time to reflect, you need time to get your notes together, and then before somebody can book again. It's really crazy how some people can go back to back to back to back to back like that. I would never be able to do that. But if that's what you want to do, you would change this to here. Now I can show you, we can change this to 5 minutes, right? So now you have 5-minute increments. Oh, hang on. I went too far. There we go. All right, so you could change it to 5 minutes. You could change it to an hour. We could change this to 15 minutes. As if you do this, you can watch the calendar over here adjust. See, 15 minutes is pretty good. Let's keep the 30-minute buffer on there, just because I'm going to do this like I would do my schedule. Okay, maximum bookings per day. You can turn that on if you want, like 4, let's say 6. You know, however you want to do that. I don't usually turn that on because if I have the buffer in there, it's pretty good. I always have the box on that guests can invite others. Dealing with operations people, I want them to be able to invite their team if they have one. All right, now we're going to go to calendars. And so you're checking your calendars for availability. Any calendar that you are working with. So see, I have all of these calendars. And now if you look, my availability has gone down significantly. If you do not do this, if you have already previously watched my combined calendars into one calendar video, and you don't check these boxes, you will get double booked. There's nothing I can do about it. You have to have these checked in order to be able to have the availability of all of your calendars, accounted for. Okay? If you want to add a co-host to your meetings, meaning somebody else, like this is, let's say you want to run meetings with another person, you would add those people here, and then it would go off of both of your calendars. So I'm going to add Andrea, because you can only add somebody who's in your organization. So there we go. So now it's going to go off of both of our calendars, and she's going to get that meeting as well. So I'm taking that off of there for now because I don't need to do that. And now we're going to hit this blue next button. Booking page, photo, name, and photo name. So add a nice photo of yourself in there, and obviously your name, location, and conferencing. So Google Meet is obviously the go-to for this because it's Google. If you want to specify whether it's a phone call or you're going to, after it's booked, you will put a Zoom link in there or something, it's not going to allow you to do that right here. If you choose to use Zoom over Google Meet, you're going to have to go in after and add it. So I highly recommend if you're using Google, just to use Google. Google Meet on there is free. It's the same. If you can get used to it, it really is the same. It offers a lot of the same features. You're going to add a description in here, and we're going to say, this is my test on how to use a Google appointment scheduler. Okay, let me just add a description in there, and now the booking form. All right, so the booking form, it automatically has first name, last name, email address, which is required. You can check the email verification box, and as you can see, this is to prevent malicious bookings. It will use Google's really awesome spam stuff, and it will send like verification codes by email and stuff like that, so you can require them to verify their email, which I highly recommend for more qualified bookings. If you don't care and you just want to book as many appointments as possible, you can uncheck that. You can add more items here, so you can do a phone number, or a custom item. So when you do custom item, you would say, how long have you been in business? Right? Question, we'll just say, we'll add that, and then we'll add another custom item, and actually we're going to add a phone number in there, and then we're going to add another custom item that's going to say, what do you want to discuss today? Discuss during this meeting, question mark. And then like let's just say, I want to say LinkedIn URL. URL, because I want to be able to go out and learn more about this person. Okay? So there you go. So we added a bunch of stuff on there. I'm going to check the require email verification box. And now we're going to go down to payments and cancellation policy. So this is great. This is a newer thing this year. You can connect Stripe and take payments, which is amazing. Because now you can click this, use payment over email verification, right? You don't have to verify the email if they pay you, that kind of thing. Stripe, and then you just put the amount that you want to put in there. Maybe you use just $1. It will that's your verification. They show up for the meeting. $5, whatever. Your cancellation policy in there, I usually say, if you cancel within 24 hours of the meeting, you can only do that. We'll give you once, but if you do that more than once, you can't book another meeting with me anymore. I will delete all of the meetings from there on out. So basically, if somebody were to book with me once or twice or 3 times, if they book once and they cancel within 24 hours, and then they do it again, and then they do it again, 3 strikes, you're out. You don't get to book anymore with me. Or if you reschedule so many times, you don't get to book anymore with me. I respect their time. I expect people to respect my time, and you should too. So that's that. And then, so booking confirmation and reminders. So we can add as many reminders as we want in here. I recommend only doing 3, 1 day before, 30 minutes before, 5 minutes before. We don't want to annoy the crap out of people and hound them, but 3 is pretty decent. Some people only like to do 2. I like to give people a 24-hour, like, hey, don't forget, this is happening tomorrow, just in case, something comes up, because again, I have that 24-hour booking policy. If you cancel within 30 minutes of your appointment, you don't get to book with me you can't reschedule that time for 30 days. Like I said, I respect my time. I expect other people to respect my time, just like I respect their time. So that's my policy. You do what you need to do for you. Let's hit save. And now it's done. So now I can open the booking page. It gives you this pop-up here. And I can open this booking page. This is what my booking page is going to look like. 45-minute appointments. This is my test. This is where your description would be. And so this is what you would share with others. So if I go back, let's just go out a few weeks and see. Oh, that's right, because I only did 30 days. So here, so like the week of the 26th, right? Here's all my booking appointments, and you would click on one of these, fill in your information, and hit book. It's not going to let you move forward without filling in the required information. See how it says optional and optional? I like how they do it because they don't necessarily throw it in your face that, that it's not optional. But they do tell you this is optional, and then, these are required. So let's book an appointment. 10 years, what do you want to discuss in this meeting? Anything. And then I'll do my LinkedIn URL, right? And then we'll hit book. And so I'm booking with my Meghan at Meghan Donnelly, and we'll hit book. And there you go. It gives you this. You can add it to your calendar. You can cancel here if you need to, but I'm going to show you what the email looks like. So that's it. We got an email, and we hit close. Now, if I want to share this with other people, We're going to hit this blue share button in the top right, and then I'm going to show you, see what others see. So this is what, when you share your link, this is what it looks like to someone who's not logged in as you. They don't have that blue bar at the top. This is the calendar, and just kind of show you, like, you can see what it looks like. I'll just get rid of all the stuff in the background. Sorry about that. So like if it was on a smaller device, I had it really big, like this is probably more of a laptop size, like that. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to go back here, and this is what it looks like for me. This is what it looks like for somebody else outside of my organization. When I hit this share button, it's going to give me the link. Okay, you can do a single booking page, right? You click that and you get to send this link to somebody. You copy it, drop it in LinkedIn, or put it out on your social media, wherever you want to put the link so that somebody can click and book. That's that. You can do, if you have multiple appointment schedulers, like if you have multiple different appointments, like you have onboarding and you have interviews and you have this and this and this, you can create and stack these. You can have multiple different appointments, and you're going to do that the same way. You're going to create every single appointment calendar the same way we created this one, but you're going to name them their own unique names, and then you can actually share all of them together, or you can share a single booking page. And here is the really cool part, because everyone, again, wants to embed their bookings on their website. You can do this with the website embed. You can either, again, do everything. Let me just show you what the preview looks like for that. If we had multiple meetings, you have Google Test Scheduler, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4. We can, in fact, we'll just go set up another one really quick, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so as you can see, I created another calendar quick, and so this is what it looks like. Now, obviously, I didn't add in all the settings, but when you have multiple booking appointment calendars, this is what it would be. You would share the whole page, and they could book whatever they wanted. Now, this is only good if you have, like, you'd have a 15-minute, if you want to allow them to choose, like, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I can tell you right now from experience, they're always going to choose the longer one because they want more of your time. For me, I don't do it this way because I do not want somebody to just always schedule 45 minutes with me. That is a huge time sink. Recommendations, do them each separately. All right, let's jump back in here and show you what the appointment email looks like. Here you go, looks safe. This is what the confirmation email is going to look like. I'm sure you've all seen these Google emails. It's the exact same email. So when this automatically happens, so you're going to get this email automatically. You can cancel the appointment here at the bottom. You can book another appointment. You can, this is really cool. Like, it shows you how to, like, test your setup and get you all set up here to set up for the meeting and make sure that you can log in. And here's all the information and the questions that we asked in that form that we created. If you wanted to join by phone, and more phone numbers. If you want to add a guest, you would forward this meeting invite to someone and have them join, or share the information with someone, and they're able to join. Now, obviously, yes, maybe, no. That's how they would respond. If they respond, maybe or no, it's going to send a notification back to the meeting owner with that response, and then you would reach out and say, hey, you declined my meeting. Now, if you have someone that's sending you these meeting invites and you are already booked, it will decline the meeting for you automatically, which is amazing. So it's all built into your Google and Gmail system, which is amazing. Your more options would be to propose a new time or add a note. Like if you have something come up and you need to schedule and you want to reach out, but that it's within that 24-hour window that I don't like, you could email me, you could send me a note right through here in the meeting, or you could propose a new time and say, hey, listen, and then that will come up. All right, everybody, that is all for now. If you have questions or comments, you can drop them below, and I will do my best to answer them in a timely fashion, or someone from my team will jump in and answer them as well. But that's a wrap. That is how you create a appointment calendar in Google for free. Go and start scheduling meetings. Bye.